Well, what are they?
I, for one, have people skills.
This isn't a social event.
Actually, it sort of is. I mean, my manager made me come to network, so...
That's besides the point. I want to win, not make friends.
Well, you'd be alone in that.
Then maybe I should do this game alone.
Because that's worked so well for you in the past. Be careful, or you'll get yourself taken off every task.
I'm the leader.
Says who?
I'm the most logical member of our team, so it's only natural.
As if. There's nothing natural about it. A leader requires people skills, which you obviously lack.
Do you want to be leader? Because that timid wolf certainly isn't going to do it.
No.
I didn't think so.
But I say we let Miss Archer lead.
What use is a leader who...
All in favor?
I'm not opposed.
I guess I don't have a problem with it.
You've been outvoted again. You may want to work on those people skills of yours, Mommy.
Fine. I'm not going to argue about this. Well, leader, how should we proceed?
Do we know anything about this door we need to find?
It's hidden and has a special lock.
That's it?
Pretty much.
Then I guess we should split up and look for...
Actually, we need to choose our team first.
Oh, right, okay. I guess I'll pick Mr. Wolf and the Count.
Well, if you're sure.
Let's have fun with this.
Don't lose.
Mr. Bandages got up and knocked on the door. It opened to reveal the waiter from earlier. Was he standing out there the entire time?
I'm out.
He sent a pointed look to the envelope in the waiter's hand.
If that's the second clue, you can give it to Miss Archer. They elected her leader.
The waiter nodded, handed me the envelope, and then led Mr. Bandages out of the room.
It seems like the second clue has finally arrived.
You knew there would be another clue?
There usually is in Eric's games.
So, what does it say?
I opened the letter and scanned it before reading it aloud. A key that must be spun, a key that must be played, and a third that must be solved to continue the masquerade. That's the clue, but there's also this part that says we don't need to leave this room to find the first key. I guess we should start looking.
I wonder what a key that can be spun looks like. It doesn't sound like a normal one.
We set out examining the contents of the room, but there was one thing I couldn't help but wonder. Where are we supposed to use this key?
Who knows? We can think about it once we find it.
We looked around for a bit longer, but I found nothing even remotely resembling a key. A loud banging noise had my head whipping around, but I couldn't see the cause.
Guys, I think I found it.
Mr. Wolf was under the table, with only his legs sticking out. The Count removed the tablecloth to reveal Mr. Wolf holding the handle of a strange machine. He began turning the handle and the wall behind us started to slide open, but the moment he let go, the wall slammed back down, repeating the noise from earlier.
The key that must be spun. A Wimser's machine. I guess we're providing electricity to move the door.
It's kinda hard to keep spinning it, but if you stop, the door just slams shut. This seems really dangerous.
Let me try. A lady shouldn't have to do manual labor, and I'm pretty sure I'm more suited to this. No offense.
The Count and Mr. Wolf swapped positions, and the Count attempted to use the key before letting go. How long do you think you can keep it open?
Long enough for the two of you to get through. I won't be able to follow, though. I guess this is where we part for now. I look forward to our next meeting, Miss Archer.
Hopefully we'll have good news when that time comes. Come on, Mr. Wolf. I grabbed his hand and pulled him over to the hidden door before giving the Count the go-ahead to open it. The moment it was high enough, we darted through, not wanting to risk the door falling on us. A hallway. I don't see anything to be played here.
Guess it's closer to the other end.
Hey, Count, we're going to explore this hallway.
Sounds good to me. Just be careful. Oh, and if you need to get back, just knock. Even I don't have enough endurance to be able to spend this forever.
Having said that, he let the door slam shut. Mr. Wolf and I walked through the hallway until we came to a dead end with a table that had glasses filled with water on it. Laying next to the glasses was sheet music.
The key that must be played.
Can you?
It might take a while, but I should be able to play this tune. I have played the glass harp before, but I might be out of practice.
I watched him measure out the water and test the sounds produced. It took a while, but soon a hidden door started to slide open a little more with each right note. The only problem was that each wrong note sent it crashing back down. After a while, Mr. Wolf turned to me, looking determined.
I can open the door long enough for you to get through. Even playing the whole song won't leave it permanently open, though. I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's already more than I could have done. I positioned myself in front of the door and he started playing again. The moment it was high enough, I darted under and entered the new room. This room actually had a door that wasn't hidden. Something that needs to be solved. I walked up to the door and the third clue became clear. There was a sliding puzzle on it. Piece of cake. You know, from how intense Mr. Bandages seems, I was imagining these games to be a lot more, I don't know, challenging? But I guess this is pretty fun. Oh, it's Kippy! I love Kippy! And done! That was easier than I thought. The moment the last piece slid into place, a different door swung open and a man walked in.
Well done. Your team receives 5 points for this task. Your team awaits you.
I followed him into a room where the three of them were sitting.
I guess having you on the team isn't such a bad thing.
She got us a 5. If you ask me, that isn't bad at all. It's great.
You did really well.
Don't let it go to your head, though. This was just the first task.
I took a seat and turned my attention to the big screen television. So, what are we watching?
The other team's tasks
But those...
are different from what we did. Each team received a unique task.
It's quite fun to watch.
It's not fun, it's research. We might get some of these tasks later. Not to mention knowing how many people you need to watch out for in a competition isn't a bad thing.
It can also be fun research.
Wolf, I will slap you with my model hand.
A couple of hours later, a now familiar tone sounded. Another announcement?
All teams have now finished their task. One way or another. Congratulations to those who were successful. And my condolences to those that weren't. Don't worry too much. Tomorrow is another day after all. As for today, normally I'd have everyone gather in the dining hall for dinner. But seeing as we're doing the whole team thing, we might as well stick to it. Dinner will be brought to each team's current team area. But be warned, your performance in the task determines the quality of food. Enjoy!
Another tone signaled the end of the announcement. A waiter came in wheeling a cart filled with food covered with silver domes, followed by another waiter with more food, and another, and... Is this all for us?
Don't sound so surprised.
But it's so much.
Eat what you like. The staff will take care of the rest.
You act like this is a normal thing.
Isn't it?
Not to most people.
Well, we're not most people.
And Eric likes to splurge.
Well, that explains the entire event.
Too much money, not enough. I was distracted by the aromas wafting toward me as the food was uncovered. I immediately set about filling my plate.
Someone's easily distracted.
I think a healthy appetite is a good thing.
A moment on the lips, a lifetime on the hips.
You're the one that needs to worry about that, Mr. Skeleton.
I'll have you know that this body is the result of a strict exercise regimen and nutrition plan.
And mine's the result of enjoying myself. I fail to see your point.
How the hell are we like the same weight then?
Wow, this food is great. You guys really eat like this all the time?
Pretty much. Although I like to eat simpler stuff sometimes too.
Man, you guys are lucky.
Everyone at this event should be able to afford to eat like this, so I don't see what luck has to do with it.
Well, my family always had to watch our budget growing up, so splurging just isn't something I feel right doing, even if it's on food.
I really admire people like you know.
Wait, me? Why? I'm not anything special.
You weren't born into this lifestyle, but you managed to work your way to it.
All he did was sing.
Even so, getting into the industry is something that doesn't happen for a lot of people, let alone becoming famous.
I was just lucky my manager found me. I didn't really do anything.
Your skill sheet says you can play instruments, dance, read music?
I'm passionate about music. Don't people usually research and dabble in what they're passionate about? I didn't do anything unusual. Things just worked out in my favor, and now I'm doing what I love doing.
Well, I, for one, am glad they did. Maybe when we win, you could sing us a victory song. He ducked his head shyly.
Thanks. I'll see what I can do.
When we win, someone's cocky.
Not cocky, confident.
Confidence is good. Very good.
It's a bit early to be too confident. We don't even have a secure lead yet.
But we will, if we all do our best.
I play to win. You want my best? You've got it.
I certainly don't mind doing my best in service of a beautiful lady.
I'll do what I can, and try not to get in the way.
Honestly, watching them at that moment, I couldn't help but feel that we could make a great team. When I woke up the next day, the first thing I did after getting ready for the day was check for a note under the door. I found no note, but the sound of a fire alarm stopped me from thinking too much about it. Instead, I pulled open the door and rushed out into the hall and made my way outside. From the looks of it, everyone else had had the same idea. Glancing around, I saw Mr. Bandages standing to the side, away from the pandemonium caused by the other guests rushing out onto the lawn. A few
Excuse
seconds
me.
later, I saw
Sorry,
Mr. Wolf
just
trying to
need
get through the
over
crowd,
there. If you would-
but
Sorry, excuse
failing.
me.
I kept looking around to try and locate the Count, but to no avail. I should help Mr. Wolf get through the crowd. He needs it, poor guy. I pushed my way over to him. You look like you could use some help.
Well, I
grabbed his hand and pulled him with me as I navigated through the crowd. You need to be more forceful, or people will just cut you off.
But I don't want to have to push my way through.
In these situations, it's push or be trampled. People tend to care more about their own survival than your safety. It's not necessarily nice, but it makes sense.
If my pushing puts someone in danger...
You are too kind and gentle. You know that?
I'm sorry.
It's not a bad thing, just... look out for yourself sometimes.
I'll try.
I looked around for a moment, locating Mr. Bandages in the same spot that he was before, but with the Count standing next to him. The others are over there. We should probably join them. They might have an idea of what we're supposed to do.
Yeah. Miss Archer,
Yeah?
thanks.
Don't mention it. We made our way to where the Count and Mr. Bandages were standing. A curious look from the Count had me remembering that I was still holding Mr. Wolf's hand. If the way he started squirming and turning
God,
red was any
it's not what you
indication,
think.
it reminded Mr. Wolf of that too. I hastily let go.
Eric's got us all out here. The least he can do is tell us why.
You noticed it too then.
What are the two of you talking about? Isn't there a fire or something?
If it was a real fire, the sprinkler system would have kicked in, and the help would also be out here tending to the guests or trying to control the situation.
Eric doesn't skimp on safety precautions.
So, this was planned.
Seems like it.
Wasn't that a bit much? Couldn't he have just used the PA system to tell us to assemble on the lawn?
You'll find that our host has a flair for the dramatic, even in the most inappropriate situations.
Well, it does make life fun.
Is that Mr. Valdemar up there on the roof?
We all looked to see someone in a phantom costume standing on the roof.
There's that dramatic flair I was talking about.
I thank you all for gathering out here this fine morning. I hope that you slept well. There's nothing quite like a fire scare to get the blood pumping. But rest assured, that there was no fire. Today's task will require every member of each team to work together. I hope you will enjoy it.
He dropped something and disappeared in a cloud of smoke. He's not even going to tell us what the task is?
Wait for it.
Suddenly, a multitude of waiters pushing carts of food spewed out of the mansion. One of them made a beeline for us.
Your clue, Miss Archer.
He handed me an envelope before removing the covering on the food.
And your breakfast.
The Count, Mr. Wolf, and I dug in with gusto.
Could you at least let me read the clue first?
Food now, clue later. He let out a frustrated noise before joining us in devouring the delicacies provided. Once I was satisfied, I opened the envelope to read our clue. It's only half a clue.
How can you tell?
It says right here that we need to find the other half.
Damn Eric and his need for 2 clues.
Is it really 2 clues, Ev?
Yes. Are you going to read it out, or are we just going to stand here all day?
Keep your bandages on, please. I was about to read it out. Find the troll of riddles. There you'll negotiate. Let's see if you can pass this very special gate.
Troll of riddles? Eric.
I don't think that's the kind of troll it means.
Gross Bridge and treasure guarding troll, then?
Probably. It is a Halloween event, after all.
Pity. I was hoping to get a chance to yell at him.
So, any idea where the troll would be?
If Eric wants to be a drama queen, which he always does, it'd be at a bridge.
There's a bridge in the South Gardens.
South Gardens? Does he have North, East, and West Gardens too?
Then I guess that's her destination.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
The South Gardens are far too showy for my taste. Who needs a river, a hedge maze, a greenhouse, a gazebo, and a fountain in the same place?
Eric, apparently. We followed the Count around the outside of the mansion until a bridge and a man in a troll costume came into view.
If the fact we're the only guests here is any indication, we're the only ones with this clue.
Is that a good or bad thing?
It's an Eric thing. He likes to make things complicated.
Halt the mortals! What business do you have here?
So, this is your bridge? At least we know you're not compensated.
I will not deign to speak to a female!
What the? Hey! Well, that's just rude and sexist.
Do any of you males have business with me?
We were...
Oh, no you don't. Team meeting, now. I grabbed him and pulled him out of earshot of the troll. Looking back, I was glad to see that the others had followed obediently. He won't speak to me, but we need to negotiate.
That's what I was trying to...
No, you were trying to usurp me.
What? I can't do both?
Let me do it. I can charm the pants off of... Wait, that probably isn't the best thing to say when we're discussing a troll.
I could give it a shot, but...
Or you could just let me do what I was about to.
Do we even know what we're negotiating for?
Passage in the second clue, I'd wager.
I doubt that's all. Those are things we need. So negotiating just for them and failing seems too harsh for one of Eric's games.
True.
Miss Archer, who would you rather have negotiate?
What happened to voting? Why does she get to?
She's the leader. This is a game decision. It's her choice. Besides, you wouldn't win a vote anyway.
I think Mr. Wolf should negotiate.
Me? But
There's no way he'll say no to you.
Well, I'm glad you think so, but...
There's no way that timid...
It's because he's timid that people feel bad turning him down. Whereas if you tried ordering someone to do something, they'd probably turn you down flat.
Damn. I just got fucking wrecked.
Good luck, Mr. Wolf.
I'll do my best.
Mr. Wolf went to talk to the troll and returned after a few minutes looking anxious.
He says that he'll let one of us through if the rest stay here.
And the second clue?
He'll give that and a map to the person going through once they're on the other side.
Good job.
But I couldn't...
If yesterday's task was any indication, we only need one person to reach the end.
The Count is right. You did very well.
Thanks.
So who's going?
Miss Archer, of course. We can't have our leader stay behind.
Fine. I'm just going to get outvoted if I say no anyway.
See you guys soon.
Good luck, Miss Archer.
Don't you dare lose.
Enjoy it.
This time when I tried to cross the bridge, I was not met with resistance.
Take this.
He handed me a map.
Even with that, I'm not sure you'll make it. You need to be able to navigate.
Hey, my sense of direction isn't that bad. He shoved the second clue into my hands and walked away. Rude. Let's see what this clue is. Get up high and see below. Where you stop, you should know. Up high. The roof? A tree? What does the map show? Maybe that'll be more insightful. I opened the map and realized that I was looking at a map showing an aerial view of a hedge maze. I looked around and my eyes alighted on what I had thought was a normal hedge wall. I guess that's the maze, but where's the entrance? Well, the clue seems to imply I'd be able to see it from above, but that seems like a waste of time, so I should just walk around the maze. It took a while, but I managed to find the entrance to the maze. Let's do this. I don't know what those two were talking about, but I feel like a map is the best thing we could have gotten out of this negotiation. This makes it really easy. Good job, Mr. Wolf. Then again, I might have been able to do this without the map. When I reached the goal point, there was a man waiting for me.
You have successfully completed this task. Your team receives 5 points for this task. I'll lead you out.
I followed him back to the bridge where Mr. Wolf, Mr. Bandages, and the Count were waiting.
You did it!
Not bad.
Your navigational skills are superb.
Thanks.
Please follow me to your team room.
We arrived at our team room just in time for an announcement.
Due to a multitude of comments, dinner will no longer be based on score. That is all. Enjoy the rest of the day.
The tone signaling the end of the message sounded.
That's a pity. I really like the idea.
I wonder who complained.
Hey, don't look at me. I actually thought it was a good idea. It was useful for encouraging competition.
Only in those that would rather not have the lower quality food.
Which was apparently a multitude.
Let's Start Project.